Yo, what's up guys? It's Mike Zhao here, back with another
New Music Monday. Yeah.
And today we got Blame It on Baby by DaBaby. Charlotte rapper DaBaby has been living in the limelight ever since he broke out onto the scene early last year with the release of his debut album Baby on Baby, which charted at number 25 on the Billboard charts, and his hit single Shug from the album is now 2 times platinum. And just 7 months later, with his song still rocking the charts, DaBaby dropped another studio album titled Kirk, which he dedicated to his father, who passed away right as DaBaby's career was starting to take off. On Kirk, DaBaby gave us more hits such as Intro, Bop, and Gospel, which all found a spot for themselves on the charts as well. In addition to 2 studio albums released in the same year, 2019 was also a huge year for DaBaby in terms of features. He's featured on what seems like everybody's music, from Lil Nas X to Megan Thee Stallion to Dreamville. And now, after a year of constantly putting out music and features, DaBaby delivers his 3rd studio album, Blame It on Baby, which I'm going to be breaking down for you guys right now. Make some popcorn, get comfortable, and let's get into this shit. There's no doubt that DaBaby is an extremely talented rapper and probably still one of the hottest in hip hop today. He could really spit, he has a distinctive flow, good delivery, and just has a swagger that can't be replicated by anybody else. That being said, I was a little underwhelmed with this new album. One of DaBaby's biggest criticisms going into 2020 is that all of his songs sound the same. I mean, both on Baby and Kirk, he sticks to a pretty limited group of beats and delivers the same subject matter lyrically. Therefore, on Blame It on Baby, DaBaby really tries to step out of his comfort zone in order to add more variation to his music. He includes some more R&B inspired instrumentals and actually sings on a few of these tracks, such as the track Find My Way or Sad Shit, where DaBaby tries to make a sad love song, but the sadness doesn't really translate all that well. The saddest thing about this track is probably DaBaby's falsetto. Now, DaBaby isn't the worst singer alive, but there's definitely a reason he hasn't sung on his songs in the past. When DaBaby sings, it just sounds like a worse version of him trying to rap. What I'm trying to say is that DaBaby's singing is really just him rapping with heavy auto-tune. He changes the pitch of his voice, but he delivers the lines the same way he would if he rapped them. He doesn't elongate notes or use vibrato or try to showcase his vocal range because he doesn't have a vocal range. Look, I know DaBaby's not a singer, and I didn't expect him to shock the world with a breathtaking vocal performance, but these tracks just seem weird and kind of uncomfortable. It feels like an attempt to silence the critics that often harp on DaBaby's lack of versatility, which would have been effective if what DaBaby delivered was actually good. But the issues on this project are far more than just the singing. In fact, I feel like the project showcases more of DaBaby's weaknesses than his strengths. Another weakness on the album is the production. Outside of the 2 or 3 quirky beats, the beats seem all too similar to DaBaby's past work and are in fact a little more generic. They're all in that trap range, BPM 120 to 150. The drum loops are all too familiar, and the tracks include pretty generic trap instruments. DaBaby does introduce some emo guitar on tracks like Find My Way and Rockstar, which is new for him, but I feel like in a way it actually makes the beats more generic. I mean, we've heard these type of beats from numbers of rappers in the industry. I mean, there's so many different styles and ways to play the guitar, but the samples that DaBaby included are really derivative of A Boogie's Artist 2.0 or Trippie Redd's Love Letter 4. It's the same sort of slow pluck, moody acoustic vibe as A Boogie and Trippie, but with less character, as the guitar melodies seem a little bit less natural and more robotic. Another weakness of DaBaby's that comes glaring through on this project is his songwriting. DaBaby's lyrical content hasn't really made much progression from Baby on Baby, as he continues to rap about generic things like having money, fucking bitches, his gunslinging skills, and being the hottest out. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to talk about these subjects still, but DaBaby doesn't really offer any new or clever commentary on it. He just continues to deliver lines about these things the same way he has done 10 times over. I do find it more enjoyable when DaBaby raps about things more personal to him, such as his daughter, his upbringing, and his past relationships. It makes his music more personalized to him and just makes for more interesting lyrical content overall. But the vast majority of the songwriting isn't really captivating, and it's things we've heard from DaBaby countless times already, and it's only been a year. And some of the bars on this album just... Special ed, yeah, I'm a Riri. Bitch, you know I turned piss into lemonade, turned shit into sugar. That's chocolate pudding? Is he serious? Treat this bitch like a cold when it's cold outside. What? There's also not really a consistent theme or anything relating these tracks to each other than the producer DJ Kid's tag, which features the Kazoo Kid. And none of the tracks speak to the title of the album, Blame It on Baby. What are we blaming on Baby? The only thing I could come up with is that it's in reference to some of his recent allegations with the police, like the incident in Miami with the music promoter that Baby got detained for, and he's trying to bring awareness to the racial profiling he has to deal with. But he only briefly talks about this on the album, and by no means is it a consistent theme lyrically. It's not all bad though. There are some highlights on this album, like the song Jump featuring NBA YoungBoy. Jump has one of the more interesting beats on the project, with its chopped vocal loops, its bouncy, Suge-esque 808s, and the reoccurring drippy sound effect on the loop. The song also has a pretty high energy hook, and I like the decision to split it into two parts, the first half being for NBA YoungBoy and the second half being DaBaby. It adds a good amount of contrast and dynamics to the track. Again, the lyrics are pretty generic, but the track does include one of the better DaBaby flows. The verse also includes one of the better NBA YoungBoy features for sure. Another track I really liked was Nasty, featuring Ashanti and Megan Thee Stallion. This is one of the, if not the most sexually explicit songs on the whole project. DaBaby starts it off with a good flow, rapping about some freaky sex. As the track progresses, DaBaby gets a little bit more aggressive with his delivery, and it actually works really well with what he's saying. After the first verse, Ashanti comes in with the hook, and man, it's been a while since I've heard from Ashanti. It's pretty refreshing hearing a hook from her in 2020. It's great, it's sexy, it fits the song really well, and even though she only says one word, it's arguably the best hook on the whole project. The hook is then followed by a pretty freaky Megan Thee Stallion verse. She has a pretty nasty flow, no pun intended, and she's just a really good fit for this song. I mean, she goes bar for bar with DaBaby and is definitely not shy when it comes to rapping about sexual content. However, the highs of the album aren't really enough to outweigh the lows of the album. Outside of Jump and Nasty, the album just feels, stale. Overall, I'd give the project a 4 out of 10. We all know DaBaby is a very talented rapper and has a unique flow, but his talents don't really seem to expand beyond rapping, at least from what he's released so far. DaBaby's singing, songwriting, and versatility could definitely use some work. The way that DaBaby is approaching music right now isn't really conducive to long-term success, and it's a shame because he is so distinct, and I want him to be relevant in 5 years from now. I think DaBaby could really benefit from taking some time off from releasing music in order to experiment and work on evolving his sound as an artist, because right now it just seems like he's stuck and his legacy is suffering because of it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you found this video informative, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want more new music, here's some other releases that came out this weekend. You should check them out. They're pretty good. And I'll be back next week. Thanks, guys. Peace. New Music Monday. New music. New Music Monday. New music.